Hey everyone, again it's Lwandile here, the leader and the instructor of Manikwa School. There's something I want to point out on the exercise we're about to do, right? So let's start by checking it, right? So it's actually exercise 1 point. This is the textbook we're using. So we're doing exercise 4 point. We're doing exercise 4.17, right? So let's read it through. So it's a days of a month question. You gotta write a program that prompts the user to enter a year and the first 3 letters of a month name. With the first letter in uppercase, and displays the number of days in a month. So here is a sample run. As you guys can see, that 2001 January has 31 days, and February 2016 has 29 days. So before we even jump onto our IDE, we've got to understand we've got to know what is it that we've got to understand first before we even start coding. Basically, the idea here is you've got to understand the fact that some years are leap years, right? That is to say, some years they have 366 days and others they have 365 days, right? Basically, the difference is on your second month, which is February, right? So what we want to do is to check if a given year is a leap year, and if that is the case, then we would know that February has 29 days, otherwise it has 28 days. Done. That's all people. Okay, so what I decided to do is to give out a program, right, without actually having to record each and every step as I'm writing it, right? So let's read it through. What I did here is I created a scanner. I prompt the user to enter a year with, check this out, folks. Without actually starting by creating a scanner, it's not like it's a must to create a scanner first. As a scanner in this case is like any other variable, so you can declare it wherever you like, right? So I decided to declare it at the bottom of my prompt message, right? Okay, so I prompt the user to enter a year. Once I do that, I create a scanner. Immediately I'm done with that, I create a variable to store my year, and then I'm validating my year over here. I'm making sure that I'm only working with positive numbers for a year, and then after that I prompt my user to enter a month, right? Okay, take note of this, folks. I used .next here, not .next line, and I'm gonna get back to that later, why I used .next and not .next line. Okay, what I then do, I simply check out that the number of letters given by a user is 3, right? And if it's not, I'm terminating the program. Okay, given that the number of users, the number of letters a user decided to give me, given that the number of letters on a month that the user decided to give me is 3, I will then check. Okay, firstly, of course, I'm declaring this variable to hold number of days on that given month, okay. What I then do, I use the equals method. I'm checking if the given month is equals to this JAN for January, or it's equals to that for March, or equals to May for May. Basically, these are all different months that have 31 days on them, regardless of the year, right? And right here, right here, what I'm basically doing, I'm taking care of the month February. Again, I've mentioned before that basically the trick here is on understanding the fact that some years are leap years, and right, in others they are just normal years. And if and the formula to check whether or not a given year is a leap year is exactly this, right? So we simply check that year mod 4 is equals to 0 and year mod 100 is not 0. If that is the case, then we know it's a leap year. Or if our year mod 400 gives us 0, then we know again it's a leap year. Otherwise, it is not a leap year. Again, you can check this. It's also on our textbook, how one go about finding a leap year. Okay. And if that is not the case, now I'm taking care of all months that have 31 days in them. So that includes April, June, September, and November. Right? However, if none of these conditions here got executed, then we would know that our user gave us something else other than what is valid. Okay. So that's why I'm checking using my number of days variable, because I could have decided to not to initialize that. However, I would have had hard time determining whether or not my number of days. I would have had hard time telling whether or not my month. I would have had hard time giving the number of days for a given month, because there is a possibility that a user gave us something not valid. Okay. With this out of the way, now let me try to hit the run button. Okay, lastly here, I'm simply telling a user that there is no month starting with whatever the user gave us, in case my number of days variable is 0. Okay, now let's hit the run button and see what we get. Let's try the exact input they used on our. Let me go on the previous page. They used Jan for January. Okay, so let's go JAN. So January has 31 days. It seems like I forgot to put a space over there. Okay, let's try something else. Something like 2016 February. So it's 2016 February. So 2016 February has 29 days, as we expected, right? You can check this out on your own. You see, let's try to put something else. Remember, we were told that we've got to make sure that 2044, we've got to make sure that our first letter is, there is no month starting with this. Again, you could have played around with your invalid message however you like, right? But the point is, we're done with this and it works. Okay, now let me get back to this. You remember I told you guys to make sure that you use .next as opposed to .next line for your month. Now, why is that? Okay, in order to better understand what's going on, you've got to understand how does your scanner works when it comes to reading things, right? It could be your file, it could be your keyboard, or anything that the scanner reads. It could be your string again, right? You see, if I decide to go next line here and as opposed to .next, okay, what you think is gonna happen? In fact, I should leave that as as an exercise for you guys. I just want you to let me know what you think would happen. In fact, I am gonna show you guys what will happen. I just want you to tell me why. Okay, you see, this thing won't work. So let's just go 2020, which is the current year. You see, already it's telling me application terminated. Make sure that month has 3 letters. Basically, it has already taken my month, right? Even though I did not give it. So my month basically is nothing else, a white space. Now I want you guys to let me know why is that, as an exercise. That should be it for this tutorial, you guys. I'm gone. Cheers.